fellow Flosstubers, it's Patty here, the Alaskan Cross Stitcher. Today is June the 5th, 2023, and this is episode 226. On today's show, I have whips, I have haul, and knitting. So sit back and relax, grab your beverage of choice. I have iced tea today, and YouTube itch nose. Flosstube nose, itchy nose, yeah. Your craft of choice, and let's chat. So how was everybody's last 2 weeks? Mine have been really good. The reason I didn't record last week was that, of course, Monday it was Memorial Day here in the States, and I don't like recording when my hub is here, so he was here all day on Monday because he had that day off, and then the rest of the week I just didn't have the time or didn't feel up to sitting down in front of you guys. So I thought I would just go ahead and wait until today. I do have a project that I forgot to show you the last time we were together. So I have that one, and that will be the first project I show. As for what's going on here, last week, my eldest child had his birthday, and him and his wife had a really good time. They live in the Fort Worth, Dallas area, and so they went out to dinner in Dallas, so that was exciting for them. Let's see what else. The restrictions, or not the restrictions, but the masks that we would have to wear to go visit my mom, that has been lifted, so we no longer have to wear a mask, which is nice. Yeah, it got to where she really sometimes couldn't hear me, and she would want me to see something, and I'd have to put my glasses on, and of course those who wear glasses and masks know that they instantaneously get fogged up. So not having to do that anymore is going to be very nice. Still have to stop, sign in, and then go in. So yeah, but not having to wear a mask is going to be really nice, which also means going to the doctor now. You don't have to wear a mask. That's really great too, because I have to go get my prescriptions refilled. I need to make that appointment pretty soon. Anything else exciting? The boys, of course, have been here for the last 2 weekends, and we've had a really good time. We have a motorhome for those of you who are just new. And the littles love the motorhome. They call it their house, and they pretend to cook. They pretend to play and drive and do all the fun stuff they probably shouldn't in there, but we watch them pretty close. They don't use the bathroom in there, at least. They do come into the house, so that's really good. Let's see. We have had lunch out there with them, and they thought that was a blast. We did that last weekend, and then the weekend before we also did that. So they thought that was super cool to eat out in the camper. So Grandpa will cook something on the grill, and then we'll eat in the camper, and they think it's a blast. So that makes me happy. Other than that, just the same old stuff every day, day in and day out. So shall we get on with the stitching? I think so. All right, so the project I forgot to show you guys last week, or last time we were together, is Witch Training Academy by Kathy Barrick, and the fabric is 32 count even weave in the colorway Honk by Fortnite Fabrics. And so I am still sorry, I am still working on the moon. Let me get this all ready here. So that's where we're at on the moon. It's kind of strange to be doing the moon in brown, but especially when it's showing super orange. It's showing super orange, kinda, I think, but it's actually browns. I guess it is showing brown. I don't know. It just, to me, these are a darker brown than what it's showing up in here, and I just dropped the pattern, but Yeah, so that is where we're at. I mean, even the called for fabric is like on a gray, so I don't know. I don't know. I mean, I'm happy with how it's turning out, and I'm doing that 1/2 on 32 count, so yeah. I know I had talked about doubling it. I don't think I will, because once you get it filled in, it looks so much better. So, okay. And then I worked on Atlantis by Owl Forest Embroidery. And I have a lot more on this than I thought. I am doing the first 2 pages and leaving the 3rd page out. So this is what it's going to look like when I complete it. And I didn't do a heck of a lot, but move that. I did finish this, this motif here, and I started working on that building. Put this behind it here. There we go. So I'm still liking it. It's just, I don't know. I don't know why I'm having such a problem with this one. I think it's the variation in the thread color. You have to go 1 stitch at a time, but I usually don't do that with them unless they're highly variegated. So yeah, the change is going to be so different than I do one at a time, but mostly I just go one way or the other, unless there's a whole bunch of them. I don't try to do over like 5 or 6. Okay, and then, of course, if you recognize this bag, this is Santa of the Forest on 32 count natural by MCG Textiles. Let me see if I can find that picture. There it is. So this is what he's going to look like. And I am working, I finished the his cloak on this side, except for, of course, the gold. Those are all gold stitches that are going to have to be in there. So I started working on the bottom part here, and that's greenery. So stick that over there. So I'm working on this greenery over here because I didn't want to do the wolf, because I'm afraid once I get the wolf done, that'll really get burnt out. So I'm going to work on the greenery here the next couple of times he comes out, and then probably move over to the other side and work on the rest of his cloak on that side. But that's where this is at. Okay. And then the day for Kringle came up. So this is Kringles by Carriage House Samplings. I am stitching this one on 30 count Parisian Gray by Access Commodities. With the called for floss. 30 count is the called for fabric. And I was really hoping to get a lot more done on this than I did, but I did finish the roof itself. Filled in this window side. Oh, I didn't finish the roof. Sorry about that. I still have this little bit of the roof to go with this dark brown color, and then finish that, and then the roof will be done. So I believe the next time this is called, or the 25th, this will definitely, the roof will be done. And then I can start working on these 2 rooms before I move down more. But, oh, yeah, I didn't do a lot of stitching last week. The last 2 weeks, I don't know. Stitching was not calling me a lot. Knitting wasn't either. I was mostly playing, of course, Zelda. And thank you all that are commenting about me playing Zelda and saying that your family likes to play it too. It is so much fun, and but boy, it is a lot harder than Breath of the Wild. It's a lot harder, but it is fun. Okay, and then on the end of the month, of course, I am stitching October 31. And this is by Carriage Garden Samplings. Oh my goodness. I don't know where my head is. I'm sorry about that. So this one I am stitching on, I need my glasses for this one. So this one is on 32 count Heritage Lugana by Picture This Plus. And I did change it up on the frame here so I could get more into the pumpkin. So I finished one of the colors of the pumpkin and I started the next color. So there's 2 colors down and I'm working on the 3rd color, and I think there might be 2 other colors in here, but I'm not sure. But that is where I'm at. So I only have to do the pumpkin, a little bit over here, and then the raven. And I think that's a lot more than what I think. I think it's going to be a long slog, but I'll get it done. I will absolutely get it done. I worked on the Halloween sampler, and this is by Teresa Kogut. Oops. So here it is. Excuse me. Glasses again. Okay. Okay, this is also 32 count Heritage by Picture This Plus. And this I'm doing 1/2. And I decided not to finish the border, so the thin border here, I just decided to work on page 1. So I got a cat butt, a pumpkin, flower. So I didn't get a lot done on it, but I think this one's going to take me a while because it is 1/2. But I really am enjoying it when it does come out. But this one is going to be one that's going to take me a long time. Most of mine are big projects. Okay. And then I worked on Sleepy Hollow by Glendon Place. I'm stitching this on 28 count Haunted by Picture This Plus. And I have been working on the trees, so I worked on the tree a little bit more and then decided I wanted a change, so I started working on the flaming pumpkin. So that's super exciting. Bring it in. This I am using, I'm using the DMC. There is a couple of anchor threads in there, but it's mostly just DMC. And then the last thing before I show you my full coverage was Paisley Pumpkin, and this is by Rosewood Manor. And I'm stitching this on a 32 count. I Try by Fortnite Fabrics. And this one I am using the Called For floss. And I decided to break it up how this is set up is 1 page and then 2 pages. So I'm working still on page 1, and I decided to work on the border. And if I had given it another probably hour, I could have finished the top border, or, you know, outlining the one border, because there are stitches in between that. But yeah, but I'm happy with what I got accomplished that day. I figure if I put any stitches in it, it's good, because there was a day that I didn't stitch at all. I didn't even stitch on the final project, which of course is Christmas House 1. Art is by Steve Crisp. It is charted by Artisy on 25 count, easy count grid white gray Lugana. And so this is what it's going to look like. I did accomplish another page, so I have 11 pages done. And I'm at like 46% completed. So the page I finished was Santa's Sleigh. Oh, let me get this one out of the way so you can see the room. Okay, here we go. So here is another room there, and here's that room. So yeah, I am so happy with this project. But there was one day I just could not bring myself to stitch at all. Oh, and I left the clamps out there. So yeah, no stitching whatsoever, which is really, really unusual for me. Well, starting this year, because I really wanted to stitch every day on this when I started working on it. But one day I just didn't feel like stitching at all, so nothing got done. Okay, that was all of my stitching for the last 2 weeks. Plans, I have a couple more projects to work on before my rotation resets. I am working on one right now, and I think there's 2 or 3 left after that one. So by the time we speak again, I will have finished my rotation and it will be restarting. Let's see, the 13th will be Halloween at Hakron Hollow, which is next week. This Friday is scheduled to be a full day of Christmas House, so I will have a 3-day weekend on Christmas House this week. So yay, that should get me some really good time. I'm hoping with that I can get that P12 page finished. That would be awesome. Okay, yeah, haul. I received my Fabric of the Month Club from Garong Stitchery. This is Atomic Ranch Fabrics in Eucalyptus. This is 32 count. Sorry for the crinkling. Okay. And here it is. It's a really nice green. Not quite sure what I'm going to do with it yet. But I think a Halloween piece would look really good on this fabric. So, hope it's not turning out minty green, because it's not really a minty green. But it's a great green. I really like it. I really, really like it. I won't put it back. So that was all of my purchases. And that is what's going to be my only purchase for a while. It's just fabric for the next couple of months. Because I definitely do not need floss, and I definitely do not need patterns. So yeah. Knitting. I am knitting a really cool hat, and this is from Tangled Ptarmigan. Sorry, I know this word. And this is an Alaskan dyer. Actually, even a Fairbanks dyer, so that's really cool. This is in DK weight, and it is called Dark Side of the Moon, and I am stitching a hat. I cut it out of my magazine because after looking at the magazine, this was the only thing I wanted out of that magazine. And since I have so many knitting projects, I'm probably going to be very brutal with my knitting magazines and stuff. So this is called the Southmore Hat by Erica Tchaikovsky. And I think it's super cute. I like the brim with the buttons. I think that's super cute. So here is the Dark Side of the Moon, and it's in a DK weight. So here's where I'm at. Here's the split for the button band. So you have to do the button band after you're done. And I'm on the decreases. But look at how this just pooled. I love how it's striped up. I think it's going to be fantastic. And it does fit. My hair is going to get messy, but here we go. So it probably sits just like right about like that. So then this will close off, and then the top will be done. So right now it looks really silly, but I think it's going to be great. And I did this in the medium size, which is for a 19-inch head. And, oh, sorry, boy, bad hair. Let me see. So it's in, oh, it just tells me inches. So it's a 19 circumference head. So, yeah. And this is from fall 2011 Knit Scene, if you're looking for a cute little hat to knit. I'm still working on the striped socks, but for some reason this hat has just caught my attention. So this is what I have left. So, and tangled ptarmigan again. So looking around, I really don't have anything else to talk to you guys about. Bad hair. I hope that you are all staying safe, healthy, and happy. And I hope that whatever you craft, you're crafting it to your heart's content. And I am hoping to see you guys next week. If not, it will be the week after. Summertime, it may be every other week, but I'm really hoping to get back into the groove. So I will see you guys later. Bye.